All right, you want to go?
I guess I'll go. I want to talk about Winkie the Pigeon. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Is he a good feather? Is she a good feather?
No.
Good feathers, by the way.
From Animaniacs.
So funny.
Yes, great bit. Funny bit. Do you remember that it's a movie. It was like I don't know if it was Pixar, but like that style from like 2004 about World War II pigeons.
I vaguely remember
I think Ewan McGregor was the pigeon.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I do remember this.
But that is not what Winkie's about.
Valiant.
Winkie about?
Valiant. Yes, that was it.
It is a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
I never saw that, no.
So February 23rd, 1942.
Okay.
In Scotland, there is a RAF air base on an island off the coast of Scotland. And they are using this island to raid German shipping off the coast of Norway. They send out bombers to go hunt German ships, like cargo ships. Norway, by this point, had been conquered by the Germans, and it is their main source of things like iron. So that would be the main, shipping containers that they're trying to take out. Iron, obviously, a major war material. Bomber Command has some apprehension about the radio.
What about Bomberman? Did he have apprehension?
Bomberman?
People can hear the radio.
Do you remember Bomberman Hero, the second game?
Is that the one on 64?
Yes.
Bomberman 64 was
I
great.
loved Bomberman.
Well, there was Bomberman 64, and then there was Bomberman Hero.
I don't remember Hero.
I had Hero. It was like a side scroller.
Oh, no. I had
64 was great multiplayer.
Bomberman 64 was a really fun game.
Yeah, it was.
Continue.
So Bomber Command has some apprehension about the radio. Radio is fairly new. It's been around about 20 years.
All they hear is Radio Gaga.
Right.
Radio
Blue
Blue.
Blue.
And Radio blah blah.
What a shit song.
I love that song.
Obviously you don't, because you couldn't remember the words.
It's Goo Goo Gaga and blah blah. I can't remember
Goo
the
Goo.
Radio Gaga.
Radio Gaga.
Radio
That's
bullshit.
Electric
Radio
Six
that
has a
song
great cover
sucks.
of that too, by the way.
Electric Six is awesome, but that song sucks.
That's where Lady Gaga gets her name.
Yeah, it is.
Son of a...
So they issue a rule, because they don't trust radios, that
Okay.
each crew bring along with them 2 pigeons. Now, the pigeon, don't ask me to explain why, they have some kind of homing instinct that when they are released, they fly back to their home. They go home.
Mm-hmm.
The idea being, if the radio can't be used, you can send out a pigeon with a message attached to it, and someone can receive it.
They'll go home.
Right?
Yeah, I've always wondered about that, because you always hear, like, when you read Game of Thrones or Harry Potter, there's all these birds sending people messages. I'm like, how the fuck does anything
They
get
were
where
used
it's supposed to?
extensively in World War One,
Mhm.
but by 2 they were kind of being phased out, but they were still around at this point. So 1942.
Well, if you want to use something better than a carrier pigeon, I would recommend something like Riverside,
very good.
right?
Good.
Riverside is faster, more effective, and more efficient than a carrier pigeon. And all you got to do to sign up is click our link down in the promo code, and you could be commuting in beautiful
4K.
4K
Mm-hmm.
from your home. You could have pigeons around you if you desire. You don't need to. You could be like the pigeon lady from Home Alone
People,
2.
Arnold. People.
That's Hey Arnold. Right?
Yeah, Pigeon Man. He
Yeah.
flew off into the sun.
Look, Riverside is the way to go for all your telecommuting needs. Click our link down there on the promo code. Sign up. Enjoy Riverside.fm.
Very nice. Very
There you
nice.
go. All
That
right.
was good.
So, 6 Bristol Beaufort bombers go out on this raid mission, and they're hunting up and down the Norwegian coast for a few hours, and they don't find any targets. So they're abandoning the mission and heading home. On the way back, one of the planes has an engine failure, and they are forced to ditch into the North Sea.
Oof.
Now, remember, it is February.
Yeah, this sucks.
Oof.
The pilot was a very skilled guy, and he was able to more or less land the plane on the ocean without it exploding or being ripped apart.
Mhm.
So they're more or less intact, and they're able to get on a life raft, like an
Okay.
inflatable life raft. And they are now 4 guys out in the ocean,
Stuck.
Just
and they
waiting.
release Winkie the Pigeon, who was on board the
They
plane.
had their pigeon.
Yeah.
They've saved the pigeon.
Yes. For whatever reason, they were not able to attach any kind of message to Winkie. So she just
Well, they probably didn't have paper.
she just flew. The rest of the planes, the other 5, make it home, and one of them hasn't made it. So they go back out to try and search for them, and they search all night,
Mhm.
and they come up with nothing. The next morning, a guy named
Blinky,
not Blinky,
Stinky.
George Ross. George Ross is a pigeon man. He knows his fucking pigeons.
I'm a pigeon man.
Okay.
He owns Winkie.
I'm thinking of that.
He has raised Winkie. He's trained Winkie.
I'm thinking of that
He's
SNL
played with
sketch.
Winkie.
Yes.
I'm an oil man.
Yeah.
Yes, he's played with Winkie.
So George Ross,
I knew that would get him.
walks out into his pigeon coops, and there's
Do
Winkie.
you know how George Ross talks?
How?
Why does he talk?
Pac-Man.
Why is he Pac-Man?
Blinky.
What's Blinky? What?
It's one of the ghosts.
Okay.
You didn't get it?
No.
It's such a Brian connection.
It's Pac-Man.
So weird.
That's good. You just didn't get it.
So Winkie, George is very surprised to see Winkie show up at his house.
Yeah.
She is exhausted and has oil all over her. So George Ross, being like this insane pigeon man, is able to determine by the level of exhaustion of the bird that she has flown somewhere between 10 and 150 miles.
Wow.
Jesus.
And he deduces that because she has oil on her, she has rested on an oil tanker somewhere on the way.
That makes sense.
So he calls up the RAF base with this information. And the RAF guys collaborate with the Navy to find out if there are any oil tankers in the region. And sure enough, there was one. And they're able to narrow down the search parameters based on this.
Holy
So they
crap.
send the planes back out again, and sure enough, 15 minutes in, they find the 4 guys floating on the raft. They drop a care package with some food, some blankets, and some cigarettes, and a few minutes later,
A boat.
a Navy ship comes and picks them up. These guys' lives are saved because of the fucking bird.
Wow. Winky.
Yep. Winkie
Winkie's cool.
will go on to get...
Become a national socialist.
She's... Well, that would be ironic.
The pigeon, right?
That's what that movie's about, by the way. The Ewan McGregor movie. It's about like British pigeons fighting Nazi pigeons.
Wait, there's Nazi pigeons?
Yeah. But yeah, Winkie will get a medal for gallantry for her
Hell yeah.
service. And she was later taxidermied and is on display to this day. You can go see Winkie.
The bad
I
guys.
wanna see Winky.
The bad guys in the pigeon movies, it looks like, are eagles.
Oh, they're right. Yes,
Von-
they're Nazi birds.
Von Talon is the main villain.
We technically could do that,
Yeah.
right?
And
That's close enough.
Von Talon is going to deliver messages to Der Fuhrer himself. I want to
We
see
can
this.
100% do
Yeah.
that
Ricky
on this show.
Gervais is one.
Yeah.
We
I
can do
think
that on
I
this
think
show.
John Cleese
John
is.
Cleese
Yeah.
is. John Hurt is an old
Oh,
seagull.
that's fucking funny. That's good. That's good.
Jim Broadbent is one. Hugh Laurie is like a trainer. Tim Curry is Von Talon,
Oh my
a
god.
German falcon. He's a falcon.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Yeah,
he's the
this
bad
movie's
guy.
gotta be just fucking a riot. Yeah, that's the story of Winkie.
So
Winkie the
I'm
Pigeon.
sorry, I missed
cool.
the end. So Winkie
Got
got
a medal and taxidermied and is on
Yeah.
display.
okay.
You can
Yes,
go see it. Do we know where?
somewhere in
It's like
England.
a museum, I would
Look
assume,
up-
like
look
a
up a
military
picture of
museum.
Winkie.
Yeah.
She's out there.
What a life led by that bird.
And one final thing. I heard about Winkie for the first time from the song Winkie by Big Big Train, the English prog band.
Is that why you picked this?
That's why I picked
that
this. So
makes
if
sense.
you listen to the song, it recounts the entire story I just told you,
Of
but
Winkie.
with maybe even more detail. They get real into it.
You should have just recited the song.
I should have.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's,
Now,
that's cool.
you told me about Big Big Train before. You told me you're going to see them.
Yeah, next month.
And so the other day I was home and I was like, I just messaged you about
Mhm.
Big Big Train.
They're a great band.